I have worked the night shift at Carrick Technology Solutions for 11 years. In all that time, no one has ever explained to me what Carrick Technology Solutions actually does. The building is a black glass tower on the edge of the business district, one of those modern structures designed to look impressive from the highway. 23 floors of office space, a lobby with a waterfall feature that runs day and night, and a security desk where I sit from 10 in the evening until 6 in the morning. My job is simple. Watch the cameras. Log any anomalies. Call the day shift if something goes wrong. Nothing ever goes wrong. The floors are numbered in the elevator, 1 through 23, with buttons that light up green when you press them. I have access to all of them. I have walked every hallway during my rounds, checked every emergency exit, tested every lock. I know this building better than I know my own apartment. But the directory in the lobby only lists floors 1 through 6 and 8 through 23. There is no floor 7. I noticed this on my third night, back when I still asked questions. I mentioned it to the day shift supervisor, a man named Peters, who has since retired. He looked at me for a long moment, then told me that some buildings skip floor numbers for superstitious reasons. 13 is common. 7 is unusual, but not unheard of. He suggested I stop thinking about it. So I did. For years, I did not think about floor 7. The elevator buttons go from 6 to 8 with no gap, no blank space, nothing to indicate a missing floor. When I watch the external cameras, I count the windows from the ground up, and there are exactly 23 rows, just as there should be. Whatever floor 7 is or was, it does not exist in any way I can perceive. Then, 6 months ago, they added a camera. It appeared on my monitor bank without explanation. Camera 701, positioned in what looked like an empty office floor. Gray carpet, white walls, rows of identical cubicles stretching toward windows that showed nothing but darkness. No desks inside the cubicles, no computers, no chairs. Just the fabric-covered walls and the flat gray carpet and the fluorescent lights that never turned off. I reported the new camera to my supervisor. He told me it was part of a system upgrade and that I should monitor it like any other feed. I asked what floor it was on. He said it was not my concern. For the first few weeks, nothing happened. The camera showed the same static image hour after hour. Empty cubicles, empty floor. I began to ignore it, letting my eyes slide past it the way they slide past the unchanging stairwell cameras or the loading dock after midnight. Then I saw movement. It was 3 in the morning on a Tuesday. I was drinking my second coffee of the night, half watching the monitors while I read a paperback I had brought from home. Something in my peripheral vision made me look up. On camera 701, a figure was standing in one of the cubicles. I leaned forward, certain I had imagined it. But the figure was there. A person, standing perfectly still in the center of an empty cubicle, facing the fabric wall. I could not tell if it was a man or a woman. The image quality was poor, grainy in a way none of the other cameras were. But I could see the shape of a person, arms at their sides, head tilted slightly forward, motionless. I watched for 20 minutes. The figure did not move, did not shift weight, did not turn, did not breathe in any way I could perceive. Just stood there, facing the wall. Then the feed cut to static for exactly 2 seconds, and when it returned, the cubicle was empty. I logged it as an anomaly. Motion detected on camera 701 at 3:17 a.m. Investigated and found no evidence of intrusion. The log felt inadequate. but I did not know what else to write. The next night, the figure was back. Same cubicle, same position, facing the wall. This time I tried to zoom in, but camera 701 had no zoom function. I tried to take a screenshot, but the software would not allow it for that feed alone. I considered calling my supervisor, but I knew what he would say. Monitor the cameras, log any anomalies, do your job. So I watched. Over the following weeks, the figure appeared every night. Always between 2 and 4 in the morning. Always in the same cubicle, facing the same wall. Sometimes it stood for 10 minutes before the static reset the feed. Sometimes it stood for 3 hours. Once, I left my desk to use the restroom, and when I returned, the figure was gone, and I had no way of knowing when it had disappeared. I started bringing binoculars to work. I would go to the 6th floor, the highest I was willing to visit at night, and look out the windows at the building across the street. From there, I could see our building reflected in the glass. I counted the floors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 7, then 8. Floor 7 was there. I could see it from the outside. A row of windows just like all the others, lit with the same fluorescent glow. From across the street, it looked like any other floor. But when I took the elevator, the buttons still jumped from 6 to 8. When I walked the stairwell, the door between 6 and 8 was a blank wall. Floor 7 existed. I could not reach it. A month ago, the camera feed changed. The figure was no longer alone. There were 2 of them now, standing in adjacent cubicles, both facing the walls. Then 3, then 5, then more than I could count, filling the cubicles one by one, night after night. All of them standing motionless, all of them facing the fabric walls as if waiting for something. I stopped sleeping during the day. I would lie in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to understand what I was seeing. I started researching the building, looking for blueprints, construction records, anything that might explain floor 7. I found nothing. As far as any official document was concerned, the floor did not exist. Last week, I counted the figures on camera 701. There were 43 of them. Every cubicle on the visible floor was occupied. 43 shapes standing in perfect stillness, facing their respective walls. The camera quality seemed to have degraded further. I could barely make out their outlines now, dark smudges against the gray fabric. Then one of them turned around. It happened so slowly I almost missed it. A gradual rotation, like the hour hand of a clock. The figure in the nearest cubicle, the one I had first seen 6 months ago, turned until it was no longer facing the wall. It was facing the camera. I could not see features. The image was too degraded, too grainy. But I could feel it looking at me. Not at the camera, at me. As if it knew exactly where I was sitting, exactly which monitor I was watching, exactly how long I had been watching it. The static came, 2 seconds of white noise. When the feed returned, all 43 figures had turned. They were all facing the camera now. I requested a transfer to the day shift that morning. My supervisor denied it. He said they needed experienced staff on nights. He said there was nothing to worry about. He said I should focus on my job. Last night, I came to work and found a new camera on my monitor bank. Camera 7-02. It shows a different section of floor 7. A hallway leading to what looks like an elevator door. The hallway is empty. The elevator door is closed, but there is a button beside it, glowing green, as if someone has just pressed it. I have been watching for 3 hours. The elevator has not arrived. But I can hear something now, something I have never heard before in 11 years at this desk. A faint mechanical hum coming from somewhere above me. The sound of cables moving. The sound of something descending. The button on the 6th floor just lit up on camera 601. The elevator is stopping. The doors are opening. I am going to log this as an anomaly. I am going to do my job, but I want someone to know in case the day shift finds this note and I am not here to explain. I want someone to understand that I saw what I saw, that floor 7 is real, that something has been waiting there in those empty cubicles, patient and silent for longer than I have worked here. And now, whatever it is, it has decided to come down.